Yeah, we are live.
Okay, thank you, sir, for making it live. Welcome, my dear students, and welcome to the CareerX episode 5 Career in Engineering Journey of an Engineer. So, this session today comprises of the real time scenario that we face as an engineer after completing our education and after completing our graduation, post graduation, whatever it is. So, what is a real time scenario of an engineer? How he struggles in life, how he achieve his goal, how he achieve his targets, how he get a job, how he survives in a job, what is the pressure. One of the lucrative career in our India, and it is one of the most opted branch and most opted course in India. And I think in every 2 or 3 families we can find an engineer. So probably today we have with us one of the veteran in the field, Dr. Suman Bhattacharjee, is one of the close person to me. He always guides me with the events and the odds in the field of technology. He has always there been aside us and Jasuban sir both. And today we are having him on this podium. If I'll talk about his expertise, so I think a day is very less to talk about his expertise area. Probably he has a lot of big expertise. I think I'll not be able to end it, but I'll give a glimpse of that. He has overall together 24 plus years of experience in the field of IT technology. He has served 13 plus years in the Tata Consultancy Services, where the IT service and product development and delivery, and 11 years in research, teaching, educational, and pedagogical transformation. Currently, he is a Director, School of Career Advisory, CAAS, and Head NextGen Learning at KIIT University. He is the Director and Chief Executive at Catalyst, which is an AI-driven learning aggregator for learning, competency, and enhancement of any learner with a personalized approach. You can visit the website. As you can see, there is a logo behind sir also, www.catalyst.com. You can visit that. You can have experience of that. And he has also served as a member for the board of computer and information science for IGNO, and he is also into the board of management for UP's Dehradun, which is one of the premier institution in India. And he has 5 granted patents in his name, which is the highlight for his career, and 1 is already published, and out of which 2 in India, 1 in US, and 1 is in UK. And probably he's also mentor to the Startup India and TBI, and probably he has been into the learning and development, being a delivery manager, initial learning program, leading the ILP delivery activities of Assam, West Bengal, Odisha, and Andhra Pradesh for last 5 years. If I'll talk about his education, he has done his PhD in computer science and product management related topics. So probably with here I conclude with the profile of Dr. Suman, and welcome sir, welcome here. We are really privileged to have you on this platform for the CareerX Expert Talk series. Welcome sir. Sir, you are muted.
Yeah, thank you, Dravindra. Hope it is audible now, right?
Yes, it's audible clearly.
Great. Yeah, please.
And
yeah, good afternoon to all of you once again, because many have joined just now. So good afternoon. I hope this is live in YouTube as well, right?
Yes, sir. It is live in YouTube as well.
Okay.
So there is a hi from Dr. Suman for our YouTube and Zoom participants all together.
Yeah.
So here today, without wasting a single point of time, we'll jump into the conversation. We'll jump into our episode, that is engineering. So before I start, because I'm very curious about being an engineer in my past, I'm also very curious about it. And when an individual should think about engineering as career in India?
Yeah, engineering thinking is not country dependent. It is not India or Africa or US sort of thing. It's a complete mindset, and is a passion is all about, right? And the passion is very much visible in the very early stage of a child. If you can see, like, if you look at today's how this NEP has come, National Education Policy, as well it has come. Now, they want to track each and every activity of students as far as his mindset and his passion is concerned, right? From standard 6 onward, if this course is being designed, and many such competencies also come which are being designed. And from that itself, you can create a proper mapping between the passion, proper mapping between the mindset and the students, what exactly he can do in his future endeavor, right? So you can, an early stage itself, whether it is India or outside, at early stage itself, you can see that this guy is actually potentially made to be an engineer or to be any other professions, right? So from that day, you can start nurturing the student accordingly.
Okay. Sir, here as a counselor, I'm asking you this question because in my family or within my students, I have seen a lot of time that students are very much interested in computers and laptops. And what they do is whenever there is some a very minor troubleshooting, hardware troubleshooting, they open up their CPU, they try to do it by themselves, whatever they have seen in the past, the engineer or the repair person is doing. So they keep on doing themselves. They keep on doing by their own mindset. So is it as an early requisite that student is interested in computer science or IT as a field?
Absolutely. See, computer science and IT is a evolved branch. It was never into a core engineering branch. If you look at 25, 30 years back, computer science was evolved from electrical sciences. You can look at, right? It has come like that. So solving a problem, as I told you, early stage, how can you judge a student? It's the early stage, you can see how actually a student is approaching a problem. Any problem you talk about, right? You give a problem and just see how the child is now approaching, how he's solving it. Now give, as you rightly pointed out, like to open the laptop or a TV set or a radio or a television, whatever, then how they're approaching, how they're solving. Do they take the help of the seniors or not at home, or do they see some books or some installation manual and all? So these trend itself shows how the mindset of a student or a kid is basically towards the problem solving part of it. So problem can be anything. So it's not that only IT people solve the problem. Problem can be in any real life problem, and how we are approaching to solve the problem, that is the key. So that is how you can judge how a student is actually approaching the problem, how he is solving it. So from that mindset, you can always judge that potentially, I'm not saying that he will go and do actually the best in the engineering career, but potentially you can bucket him as an engineering aspirants in future. So that way you can solve, you can keep it like that, right?
Absolutely true, sir. So students, it's enlightening words by Dr. Suman. He said that if you are really thinking yourself as an engineering aspirant or you are thinking of pursuing engineering in the future, try to take up these opportunities, try to open up a radio, be a realistic in nature, understand how the things operate, will create a more enlightenment. If you understand how it operates, probably you are an able aspirant for engineering. And if you find difficulties, then you need mentor, then you need probably a guide that really you need engineering as a career or not. Thank you. And students, please keep on posting your questions if you have any doubts, if you have any queries in the chat box. So every 15 minutes, sir will address your questions. So please keep yourself involved in the chat box and keep putting on the questions. So, sir, if I talk about engineering, really the hype which is in the market within the students and parents, is it a lucrative career? There is no big career in India than engineering.
See, engineering, if you look at a career aspiration of an engineer, what exactly an engineer do? See, there are three categories of work an engineer do basically. Either he goes into a completely development sector, like he does development of products or into some sort of complete development from starting to the end. So that is one aspect of engineering. Second is basically implementation of the product. Suppose if you look at today, if I have to make a bridge or a road, and so there are so many good engineering tools are available today. Just you have to implement those to construct the road or to construct the bridge or to construct the building. So that is one way, implementation part. And the third important part is the maintenance part or support. So looking into this aspect, like one is product development sort of thing. Second is your installation or maybe that sort of job. Or third is a maintenance and support kind of job. You need three different categories of engineers altogether. So though all these three jobs are being done by the engineers. So look, if you look at these, huge numbers are needed. If you look at today, to all the students, I'm telling you, if you look at India's scenario today is the third largest manufacturing hub in the globe. That means the Make in India initiative, which started 5-6 years back, is now going to pay the actually results out of it. So many companies which were in China, or many companies which are in neighboring countries, or even US also, they want to come to India because they get a lucrative offer to start their business and start the manufacturing itself. So they want to invest here. So in that case, the development sector in the engineering side is also coming up very well in India, right? And second part is that, again, if you look at today infrastructure development after the COVID scenario, you see every day in the Facebook news coming the roads from Delhi to Agra, or Delhi to this place, Ajmer, and all this, you'll reach in 2 hours, which you used to reach in 10 hours, sort of thing. So then those things are coming. That means high-end tools are also being used by the engineers to construct those infrastructure development part of it. So that means, as far as the product development, manufacturing sector is coming up. As far as the road, building, construction, real estate, so there also a lot of things are coming up. A lot of infrastructure development tools are also coming up. So in that cases, and post that development of a particular road or a building or whatever, maintenance comes into picture. In that case also you need engineers. So in that case, you need huge chunk of engineers to work. So that is why, if you talk about lucrative career, what I mean to say, that means there is a lot of opportunity for the engineers to work in different fields and actually go beyond the kind of targets they do have. So that is what I can say. That is because in other profession, if you look at, you may not have so many opportunities. So either you have service sectors, or you have almost service sector. If you talk about lawyers, you would talk about doctors, sort of thing. They're into service sector. They're not into product development, sort of thing. But again, if you look into like suppose the Supreme Court has to automate, the entire process of legal processing, then you need engineers to do that. Or medical engineering, sort of thing. If you come up with a new set of devices in the medical technology, they also need engineers and all. So in that case, the requirement of engineers, high-end engineers, are always in demand and always lucrative, you can say. So that is what my take on this.
Okay, sir. Now, sir, here I have a beautiful question from Pratik. He's asking, sir, can you discuss on the pros and cons of engineering?
Yeah, pros means, let me tell you, if I am from a good institute, IIT or NIT sort of thing. See, by default, normally in our time, what used to happen, like even the second year or third year level, I may be here, but mentally, psychologically, I'm in US or some developed country. That was that time, and even today also that is the case. And many times you might have seen this brain drain happening from India to abroad. Many good students are going out to do foreign countries and all. So the pros part, the pros part of this, you can earn a lot of money. Means in early stage, once you pass out, even not pass out today, when I see students who are doing the interns in the second year, third year level, they are also earning quite huge money. So they are also into freelancing or doing some technology development, doing some startups and all. So that is one huge money you can earn. In early stage, in 18, 19, 20, 21 years of age, you are earning a lot of money. And this tempo of earning money is not good at all. You need to do something different altogether. Though it is a competitive all the time, but it's not all the time it is good. And what I have seen, my personal experience in the engineers, almost at the age of 40 to 45, I think it is almost a retirement. They feel both paisa kamali, I have a lot of money, now what to do next. They start thinking all business, startups and all. And startups almost 60-70% fail. So when you fail, then you are actually losing your temper, you are losing your everything. So in that case, that maintaining the tempo of professionalism or maintaining the profession for a longer period of time for an engineer is difficult these days. So that is a cons part of it. But pros-wise is fantastic journey. You can innovate, you can do new things, you can really work in team and do a great results out of it, and earn a lot of money. So that is the end of the day, you can do that, right? So even if today, if you look at any CEO of any company today, big companies, they are all engineers from IIT, and then went out for doing MBA from different good institutes outside, and they become the CEO or CX of the company, right? So this is the journey that engineers do have.
Right, sir. So very beautifully you address this question, and I hope he might have got a clear idea about it. And sir, the second question is from Akash. He's asking, sir, in past 2 to 3 years, we have addressed the unemployment mainly in engineering. So can you please advise something that can help us to get a job more efficiently?
So that is the point in which, like, I am dealing, though I was an engineer, but I'm dealing with now engineering aspirants or budding engineers, you can say, now in university. So the problem is that how many are actually by choice engineers, how many by chance engineers, right? So is the parental pressure around 40-50% students, what I see in a good engineering college also, the neighbors pressure, peer pressure, this pressure, they are jumping into engineering, but they actually did not want engineering as such, right? Their mindset was different. They are being preparing for something else. But parents say, no, you have to be an engineer because Mr. X son is an engineer, he's in US and earning a lot of money. So then you are also being trapped, So in that case, you are by chance engineer. So when you are by chance engineers, it is very difficult to actually survive or progress in this profession, because you never like this, because you have been forced to come to this. But if you're by choice engineers, and the moment I say you're by choice engineers, what I told in the beginning itself, like your mindset, your passion to become engineer, problem solving skills you do have, and whatever problem comes, you want to solve it. You do a lot of good internship during your childhood days as well. So that actually builds a lot of confidence in you to become an engineer. And the industry today, let me tell you, my dear student, industry today looking at you not after engineering or in the final year stage, they're looking at you from very early stage. You might have seen a lot of good coding contests happening, or maybe many such innovative contests are happening across by Google or by Microsoft or by IBM or many such big companies, for the school children. So in that case, actually, they are tracking these children, how they are doing it, how the problem solving skill is all about. So they want to capture them young. They want to train them properly so that they are going to be a good asset for engineering aspirants, So that is how basically you have to be by choice engineers, not by chance engineers. That is what my suggestion to all of you.
So, sir, moving towards our questions, what are the courses or programs offered in engineering?
Yeah, engineering basically, as I told a few minutes back, there are actually engineering started with the core, very, very core, So mechanical and civil was the core engineering we started, I think 50-60 years back. Then electrical things comes into picture. Then from electronics things comes into picture. From electronics, then this IT, computer science, and all this thing comes into picture, right? So basically, if you look at today, core engineering is one, civil, electrical, mechanical, and IT is everywhere. So you cannot just demarcate computer science as a engineering discipline. Rather, it is a discipline which is an ingredient of almost every discipline. And without IT, we cannot survive as well. So looking into this, core and CS or IT are the four such big pillars of today's engineering is all about. The rest all are the byproducts of combination of mechatronics, you can say,
Yes.
or similar kind of sort of thing, communication and IT, computer science. So those are the combination coming up. But
Yes.
core are 3+1. I think that is the core.
Okay, so there are 4 core branches. Rest all are the fusion of inter branches.
Absolutely. And today, coming days, fusion sort of thing or hybrid engineering is more sought after coming up. So that is, the students are also taking up major minor combination sort of thing. Like they take computer science as a major and say aeronautics as a minor. So that combination, so they can go for a designing or CAD sort of thing they do, and they do a lot of wonderful work in that direction.
So nowadays, I also read blogs that some non-conventional and very new branches are coming up in engineering, like BTech in AI, BTech in robotics, BTech in data science. So these things are coming up, right, sir?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So as I told, it's a derived branches, from robotics, from mechanical, or machine learning from computer science. So these are derived branches, and a very specific requirement is there for that. So people love to pursue.
Absolutely, students. Sir has already confirmed that we have, if you want to pursue your career in BTech, in AI, robotics, ML, so these kind of courses are already available if you want to target the specific courses. And sir, moving with the next question, how long it takes to be a fully fledged engineer, to become a successful or to become a settled as an engineer?
See, engineer as a journey, as I told in the first question itself, it started very early career, from standard 7, 8, 9, you can actually see this person is a student is inclined towards an engineering career. So that is one. The second important thing is that today, if you look at today, for even the school children also, we have got, if you see that this is a passion he does have, then I can always connect these students to a good internship program, in India or abroad, anywhere. We can connect with them in an internship program. And in the internship, basically what they do is they do a lot of problem solving. They give problems, students solve it, they implement it, and they learn few languages also to solve this thing, and then they implement. They may be very prototype stage, they implement, but they implement this. So these are the mindset to be prepared. Then comes how to prepare for it and all. Then you talk about physics, maths, chemistry sort of thing. Why these physics, maths? Because if you look at physics of IIT is more of a problem solving. Maths of IIT is more of a problem solving. Again and again, I'm telling you, problem solving is the key. How you approach a problem, how you solve the problem. Is it clear? Now, to implement these problems in your real life projects, you need some kind of language to be coded, So that can be a Python, that can be a C or Java, whatever you talk about, right? So then we will learn to actually implement those things. And the very basic thing, when I talk about problem solving, very basic thing also, I always talk to students, even if they are +2 or graduating students, whatever. So they should be very, very thorough on the algorithm part of it. Algorithm is not computer science, I'm telling you. It is again, how to solve a problem very fastest way, how to solve it very fastest way, a different way altogether, shortest way, time I can solve it. So I have to actually train my brain like I solve aptitude questions, like within 2 seconds or 1 second I solve it, like that. How a real life problem can also be solved using certain algorithm, that is the key. So a combination of problem solving, combination of implementation, some technology like Python sort of things you learn, and combination of your basically a data structure or algorithm kind of sort of thing. If you can really learn basic, very, very basic thing, standard 8, 9, 10 students can also grasp it, because today that is a part of their course as well in the high school standard. So if they can do this and really they can solve some good problems, then they can really do well in the IIT JEE exams as well, because they know how to approach the problem, how to solve it, and how to solve it very, very effectively, right? So if they can categorize this, or they can listen to this and how to solve it, then I think things are being taken care of. They can definitely crack.
Absolutely, sir. So if I can sum up your point, to being an engineer, first, we should be solution oriented, and to be solution oriented, we need to have a logical blend of mind.
Absolutely.
So students, I think you are connecting with the session. It's going wonderfully. Sir is clearing point one by one. Now, so the next question is, what is the career of a BTech graduate immediately after completing BTech? There is a myth among students. They ask me in the counseling. That's the life is very different when we study engineering, but life is very different when we go into the company and we work.
See, that is why always I suggest what I have implemented in our university in KIIT as well. Like the once you complete your first year engineering, normally physics, chemistry, maths is over, then you are supposed to get into some sort of your internship program. The internship can be given by a company directly to you, or internship can be given by the professor himself. Professor knows what are the different problems today they face and all in the real life. They can start giving you a problem, and as because you have completed your first year study of programming sort of thing, then you have studied before coming to the college also, you have done some kind of computational study. So you should start solving, maybe in the form of a pseudocode or algorithm sort of thing. You should start solving those things. Again, I'm telling you, this is not IT. Any problem today, mechanical problem or a civil problem, it is all mathematical models today, right? So in that case, when I talk about mathematical model, it has to be coded. Now, students need to start the internship program from the third semester itself, means second year, the beginning of second semester itself. So by the time they reach maybe third year end, around sixth semester, and when the company comes to visit you, and today I'm telling you the kind of requirement coming is mostly development and implementation. Is it clear? For a good engineering college,
Absolutely.
So in that case, you have already identified the problem in the second year itself. You have solved it. You have created a prototype sort of thing. Then you showcase this, that this is the problem. This is how I have done the solution to the recruiter, Then the recruiter can connect directly with the kind of problem they do have and kind of solution they are seeking for, right? So that day one, once you complete your graduation, day one, you join the company, actually you were in a project directly handling, right? So your engineering, what you learned, not only theoretical subjects, whatever you studied, but you did internship, which are industry oriented problem solving, and you go there and start working on this, right? So that is the beautiful connect that I have seen many of the students, they start working in the beginning of fourth year, means seventh semester, they're already into the company as an intern and working in the project, not as a trainee, working in the project. So that is the beautiful transition happening today. And hopefully these guys, when they go to that level and study in a good engineering college, and they can see these transformation things happening. So whatever you're telling is basically engineering which are being studied in the bookish knowledge, that may not be any help much in the industrial scenario. But parallelly, if you do internship and the problem that you are solving, which are related to the industry requirement as such, maybe in a very prototype format, but that can be helpful to actually start doing the job from day one once you join in the company. So then your transformation is fine, your transition is fine, and you can be a happy engineer altogether, right? So that is the key, right?
Right. So, sir, here some of the students during counseling, they asked me a question as a very interesting question. I'm not good at mathematics, or I'm average at mathematics. So, sir, can I be an engineer?
Yeah, mathematics. Why mathematics is important? See, it is not that. Now, let me tell you one story. Like when I started my career as a teacher, I used to stay with one mathematics professor, okay? And I was teaching electronics at that time, communication engineering basically. And if students used to study, differential equation, they study probability statistic and all these kind of subjects in mathematics. Then when the mathematics teacher he teaches in a very mathematical way of doing things, ये problem है उसको solve करने का है in the blackboard and all this, right? But in the evening, one day I asked this mathematics teacher, because you are my roommate in some place. Then I asked that, do you know the application of what you were teaching? Suppose there is something called a Fourier series. One example I'm taking you, a Fourier series or a Fourier transform. So I just asked, you are teaching this, you are preparing so many notes. So do you know the application, engineering application of this mathematics? He said, no, I do not know. Then next day, what I did, in his 1 hour class, I say last 15 minutes you give me. Just I want to talk. Whatever you teach, just give me 15 minutes. So I want to interact with the students. So whatever he taught in 45 minutes, in 15 minutes, I correlated this with the engineering problems, how can be solved using a Fourier transform or a Laplace transform or a Fourier series or a differential equation, right? Then students immediately connected this and they felt, wow, means whatever they're studying in mathematics also has a huge application in the engineering, what they are going to practice, right? So that kind of a mathematics teacher, when he teaches, if he can actually tell them what application they do have in their own engineering subjects, it is difficult, no doubt, but it can be done. So then students will take it very passionately and they'll study mathematics nicely, right? But mathematics is the key because, as I told you, problem solving, you need some tools to solve the problem, and mathematics is the right, sophisticated, lovable tool to actually solve a problem. Then you code it in a computer system, and you see the output, how it is coming, right? So that is the journey. So if you really want to be a good engineer, you should be a good mathematician as well. But again, application of mathematics is very, very key into that side, right?
So it clearly satisfies the rule that if I'm not good at subjective matters, but I have to good at basic and application level at least.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, sir, here I have a question again from Ishan asking, sir, if I'm an engineer, then can I apply in the defense?
Absolutely, why not? Because defense, we look at CDS sort of a thing, a lot of opportunities coming in military engineering service. Many of you have heard of this, right? MES. So in that, they have got telecommunication experts, they have got IT experts, they've got bridge manufacturing, bridge experts, civil experts, they've got mechanical experts, So they recruit in almost all branches of engineering today. So always welcome to the defense sector as well for engineers. And there are good opportunities all around, You can do that.
And here we have, as one of the student is asking, sir, can you please explain about aerospace and aeronautical engineering and its scope?
Aerospace, aeronautical, let me tell you one thing. There are two. Again, I come back to my core discussion, what happened. Like one is manufacturing, one is service, So in the manufacturing sector today, highly automated. Even if you go to any car manufacturing today, it is highly automated, robotics based manufacturing today. So earlier, if in a day or in 5 days, one car used to get manufactured, today in every 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, you get a lot of cars are getting manufactured, being given to the shop floor for the rest of the things to be done, right? So aeronautical engineering, basically manufacturing part of it, already there are people who are doing it, or they might be hiring very typical high-ended engineers from IITs or sort of thing, who are actually good at, in that top-notch sort of engineers, you can say. Those are into manufacturing of the aeronautical engineering. But look at the service sector. Once something being manufactured, it comes to the use of it, and a lot of service sector, this maintenance part or service part, or after 1 year or maybe something goes wrong, you have to do this. So then a lot of other engineers who are trained in aeronautics, who are trained in doing this. So that is there, the job requirement. But if you ask me, core manufacturing might not be good numbers unless and until you pass out from top-notch IIT from those branches. Otherwise, for service sector of the aeronautical engineering, a lot of opportunities are there. So any mechanical engineer or aeronautic engineer can definitely get into that line and get a very lucrative career in that.
Now here, sir, we have one of the student asking, sir, which branches have high scope of job opportunities in next 4 to 5 years?
Next 10 years, is again computer science, because the whole world, even the pandemic, has given a catalyst to this computer science branch. Everything is automated today. Not only automated, I think everything is digitized. So that is the key word I can say. Starting from bank, which people used to go at least for weekly once or fortnightly once, they are also stopped going. Everything is in app based. So IT has penetrated in almost every life. It's talk about medical science or telemedicine. You talk about your hospitality sector. You talk about your aviation sector. You talk about your education sector is heavily loaded today. Like Zoom, we are now connected. See, 2 years back, Zoom was just a tool to, if we cannot meet, then take a Zoom kar lo. But abhi meet karne ki zarurat nahi, let's Zoom, right? So that is what happening. So, and they are matured. Today Zoom is matured, Google Meet is matured, Microsoft Team is matured to handle all this crowd, and things are happening very nicely. So digitization is the push, and IT has a clear-cut edge over other. And another thing is, like, when I talk about automation, IT has a penetration to manufacturing. IT has today, if you see even the car manufacturing, today I saw one advertisement, AI-driven car. So some company has come up with the Times of India, so AI-driven car. That means the computational technology has gone into a car, and the car is on-road price is 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs. It is not that 50, 60 lakh. Okay. So if in that price the things have come down, AI and machine learning driven car and system, then definitely the IT has a clear-cut edge over any other branch, because they can go to any branch. IT can be a good engineer in the manufacturing also today. IT can be a good engineer in any other sectors. In the retail sector you talk about, any sector you talk about, they can nicely fit in.
So sir,
IT has, CS and IT has a clear-cut edge over next 10 years, I can see, and followed by people who are bent of mind, computer science plus mechanical, computer science plus civil, computer science plus electronics, those kind of blended or hybrid things can definitely a good combination if you are not getting core IT as a branch in some college, right?
Right. So AI can be the cost-cutting tool for our future.
Absolutely, already, not future. Already it has started. Implementation has already started. As I give an example, AI-powered car and all. So everything, because suppose some fault happened at some point, you are driving a long highway and something goes wrong, and immediately that particular fault is detected via cloud, and the service engineer comes to know that this is the part which is now defective. And the system tells you that nearby next 10 kilometers there is a service center. Either you can call, that guy will come, or if you can drive, then go and get it repaired, right? So that kind of GPS, AI, data-driven, a lot of good things has come up. That's why always I say, my dear students, you should do good internship, because which are already the technology today. You should do small internship and understand the technology, see how the application is all about, implement something in your own school projects as well, so that you'll see the wow factor in this, right?
So is that I would say, sir, the chat box is raining with the questions, and probably I'm not able to see the questions also. So students, if any of your questions remain unanswered, so please put down in the CareerX email ID. It is careerx@odmegroup.org, and I'll be placing the email address and the phone number where you can ask your queries, and we'll be answering it, because I'm listening to sir very carefully and I'm pinpointing each and every point, and I'm going to answer you exactly what sir said. Do not to worry about. So if any of the question remain unanswered, do not worry about it. Do not feel depressed. We'll be answering. So sir, my next question is about, is BTech enough, or when should a candidate think about MTech and PhD as an option?
See, what exactly an MTech guy do? First of all, you have to understand, right? It is more of like pinpointing a particular problem. Like suppose I am studying BTech in computer science, and I am doing MTech. Though I am doing MTech in computer science, but actually I am doing a specialization. Okay, I take a specialization called machine learning, and then I understand few problems and solve it. Then when I do PhD, then I take more focused problem of a machine learning problem and solve it more rigorously, which is not being done by anyone else in the world. Then once I solve it, then I'm getting a PhD degree, right? So BTech is a broad, BTech is a broad knowledge view of everything. MTech is a little bit, again, narrowed down, and PhD is almost narrowed, it's a very focused kind of approach. So if a student wants to an R&D profile, suppose he has done BTech and he wants to be an R&D engineer, basically, he wants to do a lot of innovation, do something different altogether, do something more study on a particular technology, then he should always go for MTech program in some good college, like some good IITs or ISC Bangalore sort of place in India, or abroad, many good universities there. They can definitely go to that. And beyond that, if they want to focus more on that problem to solve and then really bring a difference altogether, they should go for a PhD program. And these are mostly for the R&D profile. And if they're interested to go for a teaching job sort of thing, they want a good professor and all, that is a good career path, BTech, MTech and PhD sort of thing. So that they can choose either R&D or a teaching is a good combination for masters and PhD programs.
So students, here sir has made it clear. If you are looking for a job in the MNC sector, you want to do a job as a developer, as a service industry, or in the development industry, then BTech is enough. But if you are looking for research and development, that is sir said R&D, if you are looking for yourself into research and development and into teaching profile, then MTech and PhD is preferred. Sir, what is the career scope of an engineering, if I differentiate between IIT, NIT, IIIT, and private universities?
So there's not much difference as far as engineer is concerned, I'm telling you. Difference lies in, because you are a good student, you are into a good college, simple, because you've done good score in your JE and all, then you are in a good college. So one part is you prepared well and you are fortunate, fine. Second is, like, same company, when it comes to hire, there is a age like of package, suppose somebody is hiring from a grade A++ college, for the same sort of role, they might be paying you 5 lakh. Whereas for the same sort of role in a grade A or B sort of college, they're paying 3 lakh or something like that. So that is the difference of pay package you do have. But again, I'm telling you, because it is not that final journey, even if you join with a low pay package as an engineer, but your performance in the industry, because every year the performance appraisal happen and you are being evaluated by your seniors and all, then maybe down the line 2-3 years, if you're really doing good, you are at par with the IIT who have joined. Even many times I've seen the IIT people have gone down and these people have actually gone up. If you look at Tata today, Tata's chairman, today is Chandra. Chandra was in TCS when I was also in TCS. So Chandra was an MCA from Trichy. He never did his MBA or any place. But
NIT Trichy.
NIT Trichy. He's an MCA. He's not even a BTech. But now, without any MBA from an elite college and all, he is now the chairman of the Tata Group. So that is the case. So it doesn't happen. So entry maybe thoda bahut idhar udhar ho sakta hai in the package part of it. But once you are there and do actually good in your organization actually pays you back, in the form of good package later on. So later on, there is no IIT, no NIT, no CB Raman, no KIIT and all. So all are same. Maybe down the line 2-3 years. But if you are doing well, so that is the very, very key. If you are doing well, you are okay. that.
Absolutely, sir. You have really satisfied that Three Idiots dialogue. Kabil bano, kamyabi aapke piche bhagegi. So you have
Absolutely,
completely
absolutely.
satisfied that dialogue which was said in the movie.
So even today, last 2-3 years back, Google has stopped talking about certificates of degree. So their pattern is completely different. Okay? So they give you a lot of problem to solve. You just register for it. If you really solve it, almost 6 months they take this interview process. So if you really solve it, whether you are a +2 students or a general graduate or a BTech, whatever, they don't mind. Even I've seen the people who have done a simple BSc also, they're getting a package of around 60-70 lakhs per annum in the beginning of their career. So that is the jump they do have. So again, Kabil bano yaar. So that is very, very key.
Absolutely. Now, sir, most of the students while counseling, they ask me questions regarding, sir, I want to join ISRO. I want to join space research. I want to join defense in DRDO. I want to join in a nuclear research centers like BARC. So is it possible for engineers to join in ISRO, DRDO and BARC?
Yeah, absolutely. So why not? Because my own nephew is in now in the space research. So he was from IIT Roper. So he has done good work. So as I told you, he did 2 years of means 2 years in a row. He went US. He went to I think Taiwan for space research. Some internship he did from college. He got opportunity to do that. Then now he has joined again as a research associate in there. And hopefully next year he will complete the research associate and go to US for this space research programs and all. So always open for engineers to do. And again, I'm telling you, there are opportunity like if there is an exam called GATE examination, for every engineer, if you score well after the degree engineering, and this ISRO or BARC or all these, the people select from this GATE score. So your selection is from the GATE score. So any public sector award is a GATE score. So if you really manage to get a good GATE score, good percentile in the GATE examination, then you'll get a call from those institutes and you can join. So nobody can stop you.
So students, those who were asking question in the chat box related to space, defense, aerospace, aviation. So probably you have to focus on GATE as an examination. So you will be hired or you will be selected from your GATE score. So you have to focus on the GATE as an entrance examination, which is after completing BTech. After completing your graduation, you can opt for this examination. So, sir, is this the only entry route to the ISRO DRDO, or there are some walk-in also happening for if we are masters or
No,
if we are PhDs?
So they do announce they do run different projects, So they announce in different leading newspapers for the recruitment for the MTech and PhDs and all. So through that channel also you can enter into the projects part of it, and later on, once you stay in the projects, you can be confirmed employee in those organizations as well. So that also you can do.
Okay.
But GATE is the major route to enter into these organizations.
Okay. Now, sir, most of the students have a question related to this conventional and non-conventional branches in the engineering. Should they opt for non-conventional branches?
See, as I told, core and IT sort of thing, conventional, non-conventional concept is not there. But again, I'm telling you, you just ask yourself, what is your passion to do? And passion, many times what I see people like in KIIT also, they come as because they're studying civil engineering, they do not want to touch computers, So computer is different. No. So that is a no means no. So if you want to be an engineer, you have to have problem solving skill, certain algorithm in your mind to solve the problem as first problem solver, and third is some coding language to implement this and get a results out, some output out of it, to develop a prototype sort of thing. You can do that. So any branch today, mechanical I told, or manufacturing I told, civil, see today construction industry, if you go and see, no manual work, in the road itself also you'll not find, except the driver who is driving that heavy machinery. The rest people are just supervisors, and they see the Sashwat mute. So manual intervention in the physical labor space is minimized like anything. So that means your job as a designer, your job as a person who can really see how best you can actually work on this particular project. What are the systems, how to do the project management, how to do the costing, material management, etc., etc. So those things basically an engineer do. So for all those things, for all those things, there is a tool called ERP. So that ERP is again an IT tool. We talk about SAP is an IT tool again, right? So
Yes.
SAP, almost 90% companies or organizations do have SAP. So to understand SAP, to implement, to customize SAP for a client's requirement, as such, you need engineers to do that, right? So this is how basically any branch of engineering you talk about, civil, mechanical, manufacturing, whatever, electrical, you need to have IT blend. So once you have a hybrid, conventional plus non-conventional together, then you are actually a good sought after engineer, rather than a typical mechanical engineer sort of thing. Then your restriction is too many. Only gate is opportunity, or maybe some private company can hire you, right? But if you have a blend of these two, then you are through. So that is what my suggestion to all of you.
As students and parents are more concerned about software engineering. So really CS and IT has dominated other branches of engineering. Sir, you are muted. Sir, you are muted.
Yeah, now you unmute me, right? So I was muted with like others, right? Yeah, software engineering is basically how to implement. See, it is basically tell you for a project implementation part of it. See, understanding a problem, solving the problem is one aspect of it, right? Now, when I talk about implementing this for an enterprise, suppose X company comes to me for a supply chain solution development. Okay, company is having products and they have to have a supply chain system to be developed. So in that case, I have to actually think of every stakeholder's requirement. Then I'll go for the entire design of this thing. Then I'll create the components and all. Then I'll code for each component. I'll connect those components, and output will come, right? So understanding the problem, solving it is one aspect of it, and solving for the entire enterprise. To solve it end to end, I need software engineering basically. So that is the engineering part of it. How to solve using the software tools and all. So in that case, when you actually practice as an engineer in software consulting organization, suppose X company, X manufacturing company gives a project to TCS. TCS is into consulting, say, then they need software engineer who knows this tools and technology of software engineering, can help in implementing those projects into the client's location, right? So that is where software engineering comes into picture.
So probably, sir, everything, anywhere we go, in each and everything, whatever we do, software is required. Exactly. So we are dependent on softwares.
Technology. I don't
Technology.
tell is software is a technology. So
Technology.
Technology is required. Without that, we cannot survive. Today, if you look at it.
Okay. So automatically, we are getting dominated by the technology.
Yeah, technology is driving us altogether.
So engineering in India and abroad, how does it makes a difference in the individual's life who is aspiring for engineering as a career?
No, there are specific. If you look at computer science, I think India is the best location today. And studying engineering is you do not need a foreign land today, because geography is history today. In last 2 years, you have seen almost all engineerings are being taught virtually, and actually good engineers are coming out of it. So in that case, geography is in history today. So location is not a constant. So if you are actually studying computer science sort of thing, India or any sort of country is good, but provided the institute is good and the faculty is good and the content is good, and they are agile content basically as per the market or business requirement is concerned. That is one. And if you look at branches like aeronautics sort of engineering, where typical few countries are actually they are experts in this, they have good lab facility, they do have good engineers, they are working there and all. Then for those branches, definitely some foreign locations are sought after. So that depends on which branch I'm talking about. That depends. But today, if you ask me, my dear friends, India has got potential of catering to almost every branch of engineering requirement. Is it clear? So you need not have to go in a foreign country to get in BTech and all. So because if you look at this KIIT University as well, just give an example to this, because today it is in Times ranking, global ranking, how it has come within say 800 or 1000 numbers. That means we are at par. Indian universities are also going far ahead. Even IISc Bangalore is within 100. So those are the key things. Like, why to go outside if we can get everything here in India itself? And things are also possible today, and everything is possible today, and through virtual. So I think it's a blend of virtual and physical. Then India is the best location for engineering study.
Absolutely right. So what is the fee that a student or a parent has to bear to study into government and private? If you can share a range.
Now, today I don't think much differences as far, because IIT and a good similar kind of engineering college, if you look at, almost at par the fees. So there's no much difference. And second is, many NBFC or banks have come up to finance you or help you with a very, very soft loan sort of thing. And then you get loan and study, and then you repay the loan once you complete your study and get a job and all this. So those facilities are also coming up. So just check. It varies from year to year, how much fees and all. So roughly for a good engineering college, say all 4 years, around 16 to 20 lakhs you can keep in your pocket to study. But again, as I told you, no need to bother about the parents, because many soft loans are coming, and a student is good, and in a good engineering college means a job almost you will get, and he can repay the money back.
Okay. So average range is 16 to 20 lakhs.
Absolutely, it is. Yeah, almost even IITs also to go today, they are coming up to those fees.
So keeping the context of 16 to 20 lakh in mind, so what is the average salary scope for an engineer in India and in abroad? If you
see abroad, if you compare abroad, because if you compare to the dollar versus Indian rupee, then automatically things are different altogether. But looking to Indian context is concerned, passing out a good engineering degree, with a good score of 80, 90, 9 pointer, 8 pointer sort of students, and actually whatever I told, if you can practice from the first year itself, then they can land in a job. Almost I have seen in this university, KIIT, they're getting an average salary of 12 to 15 lakhs per annum. So if that is the case, then maybe in you can calculate like how much should I pay back to the banks to the loan part and all. You can decide on this. You can definitely do that, right? So if you earn even 1 lakh per month, and repay your 50,000 as a loan, so your 20 lakhs is, again, you can calculate how many months you can pay, right? So you can do that, and there is a growth. If you're joining is 12 to 15 lakhs if you're getting, then year by year your salary also go up, and also you can repay much more amount and do this, right? So that is there.
Yes, sir.
So but again, I am telling you, it's not like don't blame college and all, because you have to be passionate about engineering. You have to get a proper mentor who can help you out, and job opportunities are plenty. I'm telling you, even this pandemic also, huge opportunities are coming up. So for an engineer, I don't find much of blockage as far as the job is concerned.
So the growth pace and bandwidth is not dependent. It can be anything. Well, the way I'm working, the way I'm progressing, so it decides how my growth is. If I'm not upgrading myself, my growth stops there. If I'm upgrading myself, my pace becomes more faster and faster, and there is no limit to it.
No. So a student do that actually. I mean, they also know what exactly required for my next project to be done. What should I learn? What the competency I'm supposed to hold. So I think they know today. So they know and they grasp all, because and there are many good certification program also coming up from different good agencies and all. So they get their competency and they go in the ladder of their success.
So that can we say, on the basis of ongoing craze, what is right now about engineering? So IIT and NITs are the cash cows in terms of placement.
Cash cow means, again, as I told you, because people have a perception, I can say, that IIT, NIT, good student they join. Is it clear? So when I'm talking a good student, I mean they are 10 pointer in the schools. They have done excellent results in JEE, and once a student is good, automatically will do good in the academic as well in this, right? And they also seek a good analytical skill student who can be best fit into the organization's requirement. So that is why this IIT NIT craze is all about, right? But again, I'm telling you, it's not IIT NIT. Many good engineering colleges today coming up. Like if you talk about some competitive colleges like VIT or KIIT sort of things, even 45-50 lakhs also package people are getting it here as well, right? Why IIT, why NIT? But again, as I'm telling you, it's the student, the owners of the learning, owners of doing things are on student itself, and teachers are the mentors, or all the departments are the mentors who can help you out. But it is you as a student who has to do this, and whole system is with you. That is what my say on this.
So, sir, what are the other premier private institutions that you would suggest in our nation?
There are many. Eastern India, if you look at, like, because the rating. So two things you do: you go for the international rating of an institute, and then the Indian NIRF rating what they give. And subject wise they give. So you see, computer science got this much, mechanical got this much, then electrical got this. Every engineering colleges branch wise also rating comes. In a Times ranking or NIRF ranking recently come up. So you can see. So if you look at even Eastern India, you recently have seen this. Our Orissa has got 3 or 4 colleges who are into this category. So like SOA, then KIIT, then NIT Rourkela. IIT has dropped few positions, in NIRF. NIT also dropped 2 points, but KIIT has jumped to, like, it was 38, now it has gone, or 40, or now it's gone 38. Right? So this is how the Eastern India colleges are all about. And similar to that, if you go to BIT, Vellore and all, then SRM, BIT and sort of institutes, or similar kind of Munjal sort of institutes, they are also pretty good private institutes in India, and Amity is also good. So you look at, so it's not me who is going to tell you, today information is at your fingertips. You just go see the global ranking, global recognized ranking, not like koi era ranking kar diya sort of thing. You go Times global ranking, which is a reputed ranking, and then you go NIRF, Government of India, what the Minister of Education they do, and check the branch wise what is the, like, engineering stream wise what is the rank they are holding it, like teaching, research, outcome, placement, etc., and take a judicious decision that this is the college I'm going to do, right?
Nice.
And see, and fees are almost, as I told you, in that range. Almost all good colleges do, they have similar range of fees. Right.
Thank you so much for such beautiful answers, sir. Now we have a students with a rain of questions for you. So I'll go one by one, sir. Now here already, so Pratik already, sir, has discussed about aeronautical and aviation. If you want to revive it, you can go to our YouTube channel CareerX and you can listen the information once again. And robotics, yes, sir, has very clearly stated about robotics. Now, sir, I have an inclination towards CAC. The first choice for me should be CAC in top IITs, but suppose I don't secure a good rank, good enough, then should I opt for CAC in other colleges like BIT, NIT, VIT?
Yeah, absolutely. So as I told clearly, just see the ranking and that particular department, how the ranking holds. It is not IIT or NIT or any private college sort of thing. You just see research, academic, placement performance, students' activities and all. You just check those, and you can decide which this particular branch, which college is the best. Then you decide upon that and then go. Because placement wise, if you're not top-notch colleges, almost have similar company visits and almost similar kind of packages they offer. And as I told, packages, maybe the first year the differences might be there, even not from IIT, but down the line 2-3 years when your performance is really good, you can go far ahead from those students as well. So it's up to you if you can do that.
So my next question is for Sujay. From he's asking about, sir, I'm a car enthusiast and I'm very much passionate about automobiles. So what should I do after mechanical engineering?
Yeah, do specialization. Like you take automobile engineering. Why mechanical? Automobile is a specific branch of engineering they do have, and always blend. As I told you, today's cars, as I give an example today, Times of India newspaper, AI powered car. So always blend your automobile engineering with your IT tools. If you learn those, then you are the best in class. Any good companies can come and hire you.
Sir, here I have a question. Sir, there are plenty of colleges in India for engineering, how to choose a college? So probably sir has already answered. NIRF rankings, there are two things which you can go for. It's Times Global Ranking and NIRF.
Yeah, always go by these two, because global ranking can position you where globally this college stands today, and NIRF gives you a proper government rating, that is what very, very authentic as far as our knowledge goes, and branch wise, so you can choose those two and then go ahead with this.
Sir, there is a question. There is no scope for automobile engineering in India. So should I go to Germany?
No, as I told, because many companies are coming to India now to set up their own manufacturing. So by the time you become a manufacturing engineer, as far as automobile is concerned, then I think a lot of opportunities will be there.
Right. So a lot of
you'll be in the Apple car or a Google car, sort of, so
yes, sir, absolutely right. We have seen a lot of concept Apple car or Google car on the
right.
a lot of
Absolutely. Right,
so Sujay, it's not about Germany or India. It's all about that how you develop yourself. The companies like Citroen, recently Kia Motors, MG Motors have interpreted into India, and they have settled very good, and they are doing really well. So you don't need to go to Germany. Probably automobile sector is expanding a lot in India. So the beginning, I have usually students thinks about placement is in final year. They waste 3 golden years.
No. If they waste, then actually it's a wastage. Why? From beginning, I'm telling you, there's nothing called final. You have to start very early. I am addressing today you people because I know this is the right time you should start preparing. Mindset and passion for engineering. Preparation is one aspect of it, like solving physics and maths and chemistry question. That is one aspect. But passionately, you have to make yourself as an engineer. Start thinking in that line. So that is one. And immediately you join, first year, okay, basic science courses you will teach. But from third semester, you are supposed to start internship programs, whether it is run by your professors or you go to any other industry can help you out. But it is a practice you should make it, so that by the time you are in the third year, you are actually through. You are already mentally, physically prepared and all, and you are solving the problems as industry need today, right? So no final year game, my dear friends. It is gone. Those are thinking then ghar mein swear ho, kuch hoga nahi aage, right? So you have to be very serious in that.
Sir, the last question which Sir, Sai College is providing 60 lakhs per annum package without charging hostel fees. Is it a government college?
I don't know to comment. I don't know. It is a private school, Sai College. I don't know which college is referring to. But I don't know about this Sai College sort of thing. You can check today. Sai College, you can Google and you can find out that management. All right.
So one more question we'll go for. I'm interested in engineering, and along with I have a dream to become an IAS or OS. So which branch of engineering will be better to try for UPSC?
Any branch you took as you like, my dear friend. But again, choose your optionals as far as your comfort area is all about, right? So if you are not good at something, not that you are mechanical means you have to choose mechanical engineering as an optional. Don't do that. So always choose, like suppose you are good at geography or good at public administration sort of thing, or political science sort of thing. You choose those as optional and start preparing from now itself, slowly. And general study, it's a very big, like normal paper people can do it, but general study is very up to date. So if you really want to practice civil services, so have a strong grip on the general studies, and then choose proper optional, so that which you are comfortable at. Not that you are doing only engineering, then you choose engineering paper. So you can choose any optional which are of your comfort zone, and high scoring papers and all. So that is how you can start working.
So, sir, what is the one-liner mantra that you would like to give to our students today?
Yeah, it is right time. I just always say it's the right time to start preparing. If you really want to be an engineer, you start, as I told you from beginning, start working on those lines, and nobody can stop you to be a successful engineer. Okay. So whether you're in IIT or any other college, but you can be a successful engineer, it can be good entrepreneurs also. So many times I've seen good students are coming up with good ideas and start their startups, they come up with those ideas and they're good entrepreneurs today. So that is how you can really make yourself the best engineers in the times ahead.
Beautiful advice, sir. Now it's time that we come to an end of the session today. And sir, I would really say that it was a beautiful session interacting with you. And I would say that the cup of mind which was closed today, it got opened. And really, I've got a lot of real-time scenario, and it is always pleasure interacting with you, because you just don't come as a speaker, you just come as an encyclopedia, and you just open the book and you give all kind of information. It comes out in a flow. It never feels that you have understood, you have learned, or you have practiced somewhere, but yes, you have delivered just what was there in your heart, and it is completely experiential session. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out your valuable time and enlightening our student with one of the lucrative career and most demanded career in our country. And they have really got the insight, and I can see how the students have connected with you. They are raining and they're showering the questions in the chat box. Still, we have come to the end of the program. They are still continuing. So student, for you, I'm giving an information that CareerX, I have put down the mail ID and the phone number where you can connect us. You can put all these questions in this email ID or in this number on the WhatsApp. It will be ensured that all the questions has been answered. So my dear students, still if you have any doubt, then probably the only one way for you is career psychometric assessment. If still you have a doubt regarding your career, your path, your course, branches, placement, regarding engineering, everything will be answered, but career psychometric assessment is the path, which will be, the information will be floated to you on the WhatsApp group or the email ID that you have registered with your school. Thank you once again, sir, for this.
Thank you, and all the best to all the students. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
CareerX signing off.